fire. All right, day one of a backpacking loop across Linville Gorge. Got beautiful weather, clear blue skies. It's over 50 degrees. Sunday, early March. And it's going to be the better part of 48 miles if I can swing this. We'll see how that river crossing looks. I'm intimidated by it, but I'm starting with that. At the start of this journey, I'm going clockwise. This is the Wolf Pit Road. Shortoff Mountain before me. The Shortoff Mountain trailhead. So here's the official trailhead for Shortoff Mountain. All right, so I'm at a trail junction here. That's the way to Shortoff, as the sign says. But I think I'm going to go straight and take this Faulkner Flats trail down to the river instead of the mountains to sea. I can access the mountains to sea going up the Shortoff trail, but I'm going to take this route, and it seems a little shorter. I'm all for a little shortcut. Check it out anyway and see the crossing point over here, because this will be a more southern crossing over the river, and then I could scope it out and check for the best possible way across. Though this trail isn't very long to get down to the river, you can see that it's very rocky and slick with a stream running down the trail. Get a little view of Lake James over there. So I'm following my Gaia app here, and what looks like a trail on the map is almost vertical descent. So I'm perched up here just contemplating how to do it safely. It's not too bad, but if I take my time, I'll be all right. But this is the fastest way down to the river, and I'm gonna take it. I'll sidestep it if I have to. But anyway, yeah, it's not something I had in mind originally, but we're going with it. All right, down safe and sound. I just want to make you guys aware that although I'm following GPS to navigate, none of the trails in the wilderness are marked. There are no blazes on the trees, there are no signs. Well, I shouldn't say there are no signs, there are very few signs. But yeah, if you want to navigate here, it's best to have a paper map and a compass. But yeah, I'm using GPS to navigate. Kind of spoiled by technology, but I've done a lot of the trails in the wilderness before, so I'm familiar with it, albeit I've never done this section. So first time for everything, and it's pretty thick in here. Well, here's the river crossing. Very intimidating. How am I going to get across? Gee, I don't know. I'm gonna have to get my feet wet. Just a little stream I came upon. The river is coming up. All right, I've reached a trail junction, and despite what I just said, there is a blue blaze. It's the Mountains to Sea connector trail right there, and looks like it's blazed over here too, so I'll take it. But I know from personal experience, most of these trails aren't marked, so you gotta take it with a grain of salt. Well, I'll be. There's another sign. Mountains to Sea trail. I'll take it. It's a good site. I think they're starting to blaze these wilderness trails a little more because they have a lot of cases of missing people. People get lost, and so they're trying to mitigate that. It's a beautiful day today. All right, I've come down the trail, and this is what greets me. A deep river. There's the trail that I came down, the Mountains to Sea trail. Now, according to the map, the official crossing is down that way. So I'm hoping that the actual crossing point looks a lot more accommodating than this, because I don't even know how deep that is because it is murky, and we've had a lot of rain lately, so including the other day where we had some pretty major storms. I don't know if I want to take a chance on this. It was such a bad storm the other day. It brought a lot of trees down in the area. I'm gonna jump across. All right, there's the blaze. So this looks like the crossing, the point where you cross. So I don't know. I can't even tell how deep it is. Still looks deep, but down there it looks swift. And that's what I was afraid of. The current would be swifter in between the island separating the two banks of the river. Not too pleased, not too pleased. I'll check it out and see what I can find. Well, you definitely wouldn't want to cross right there. That's really swift. And probably pretty deep too. But over there in the center, it doesn't look too deep. All right, I'm gonna try this crossing point. Not doing anything fancy. I'm gonna try and document it the best I can, but I have to put the camera away for safety's sake, so be it. Got my old trail runners on, so the water's cold, the current's swift. Let's cross this log. Hopefully it's not deep on the other side of this little island. I'm gonna check it out anyway. Step off a moment. I can get a good foothold here. Alright. Let's check out how deep it is right here. Knee deep. I got my trusty trekking poles. It's knee deep here. Stay away from swift currents. Test it with the trekking poles. Not too bad so far. Oh, it's cold as shit though. Cold, cold. Not crazy about this. Exactly what I was trying to avoid. God. Oh, jeez. I'll put this away now. Alright, you see, this is where I was supposed to come out on the river crossing, where the white blaze is. But I came out a little ways down there, maybe about 100 feet off target. Doesn't look so bad right here. So it kind of looks like you're supposed to cross diagonally, because here's the sign on the tree. But I came out over there where those logs are, and that sucked. I am soaked. You can see that, soaked all the way up to my chest. And you'd think that the river would get more shallow as you get closer to the other side near the bank, but no, it got deep there, right towards the end, about chest deep. Thankfully my pack seems to have weathered it pretty well, didn't get too wet. I didn't really check the contents inside, but the outside doesn't feel too soaked. Just feels a little damp. So anyway, I survived it. It makes me nervous doing that by myself because anything could happen. You know, you could get into some trouble. Wouldn't advise it doing it by yourself like I did. I was kind of foolhardy, but I've really been wanting to do this, so I took the challenge and I passed it, thankfully, unscathed, on the worst for wear. But I'm gonna get up here and check things more thoroughly and get changed, because I did bring a change of clothes, because I don't want to be walking in soaked shorts, because that is not comfortable. And I'm going to change this old pair of trail runners to a new pair. Alright, so I'm on the Mountains to Sea trail here by the river, and changed my clothes into my dry clothes. Had a little something to eat and drink. Feel a lot better now that that part was over with. And gonna get on the Linville River trail. I guess the next point of interest will be Daffodil Flats. I've never been there before, so that'll be pretty cool. Hopefully I'll still catch a little bit of a blooming scenery, but I wanted to start with that Linville River crossing first to know if I could do it. I didn't want to have to end with it, find out that it was going to be too much of a challenge to risk doing it alone with no one there for support. So I wanted to get that out of the way. And this direction that I'm going clockwise is considered the easier direction of travel. You have less elevation gain, but there's still hills to climb. It's just more manageable. Still a lot of miles though, so I'll do the best I can. All right, here's the little junction here. So that's the way I'm going. 2.9 miles to Daffodil Flats. Daffodil Flats.
I see you have a lot of flowers.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, so now I can make some progress. I was walking with a crowd of people there to Daffodil Flats, and I was leading a girl that had lost her. I was leading a girl that was going in the wrong direction on the trail, away from Daffodil Flats from where she parked. She didn't speak hardly any English, so I helped her find Daffodil Flats. It was interesting communicating with her, because I don't speak much Spanish. Very nice young lady named Alim. So I was happy to help her and met some nice people along the way. So I told her to stay with them and she should be able to find her way back to the parking area all right. So now I got some miles to make by myself. Everybody was heading to Daffodil Flats, so probably won't see too many more people. I think this stretch of trail is the most lonely as far as what I've read and seen on day hikes, with the exception of some points of interest further along the trail. That'd be the amphitheater up there. I've been up there before. I'm almost 11 miles in, and Gonna try and make it another 3 miles to make camp before sunset. This will make for a nice place to get out of the rain. Natural shelter. Somebody had the idea. It doesn't look like it goes back any further, I don't think. That river's got a lot of power after all the rain we've had. Look at that crazy rock formation. Looks like a tabletop just sitting on those boulders. It's really interesting. Wow, I didn't know there was a waterfall like that here in Linville Gorge, with the exception of Linville Falls. Pretty cool. It's really tall, it keeps on going up. I can't see where it starts. Alright, this is where the old Spence Ridge Bridge used to be, right on these boulders, but it's no more. And you try and cross that, good luck. People actually do cross it, I guess when the water levels are lower, because I wouldn't dare now. You'd be swept away. Alright, so I'm having chicken and dumplings for dinner tonight. And I put in 13 miles today. It was pretty tough here along the river. So I'm gonna have to say that what I've seen of the river so far, the Linville River Trail, or the Linville Gorge Trail, seems to be harder than the other side of the gorge. So I'll give my final assessment when it's over, but there's just a lot of ups and downs, like a roller coaster, a lot of rocks and roots. Rolled my ankle a couple times, albeit it wasn't too bad, but I could see how somebody could easily get hurt out here if they're not careful. So anyway, I'm gonna enjoy this and settle in for the night. Getting cold out here, I needed a fire. I feel a lot better now.